Dereta, dereta, dereta. Stoppa, stoppa, stoppa. Muokare, muokare. Hop, 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 hop. Non è muova. Ah, l'asparagus.
Hey guys, it's episode 70. I have another video for you guys this week. And today I'm going to be interviewing my fellow classmate Jessica about how she got into PA school. So I just have a few questions for her. She's a physician assistant student as myself, as you can see by her jacket. So I'm just going to ask her a few questions, okay? So why did you decide to become a physician assistant student?
So I guess it all goes back as to what I did for undergrad. So I got my bachelor's in dietetics. And so I was a dietitian for a few months. And then I also did clinical rotations as a student. And that's more or less where I realized that I just wanted to do more and serve patients in a greater capacity and just play a larger role in healthcare.
Okay, so you got your bachelor's in dietetics?
Yes, dietetics.
You got it from UTRGV?
Yes, here at UTRGV.
Okay, so as a dietitian, what was your role in taking care of the patient?
Well, in inpatient, in a hospital setting, there's certain criteria that a patient has to meet in order to be seen by a dietitian. So so I guess that criteria usually is diagnoses that have nutritional implications like diabetes, chronic kidney disease, anemia, things like that. And so you just go in and assess the patient, try to figure out how are they eating, what's their nutrition like, and then based off of that, you give I guess recommendations and like nutrition therapy as to what they can do to improve their nutrition.
Okay, and you did that for a year?
Well, I worked as a dietitian for a few months, and then, but as a student, I did like clinical rotations for like a year.
Okay. And was this your first attempt applying to PA school, or did you have a second application to PA school?
No, this is my first time applying.
Okay, how many schools did you apply to?
To just one, just UTRGV.
And I got it to UTRGV. That's awesome. That's great. So you told me a little bit about your healthcare experience and then your patient care experience. Can you also tell me, I would say, any advice you have to anybody who's applying to PA school?
I think just to not be so hard on yourself. I think a lot of the times I found myself thinking maybe I wasn't good enough, maybe I wasn't going to make it, or maybe, other students were better than me. But, applying to only one school, my first time applying, and here I am. So I think it's definitely doable. Believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. So just being positive about getting to PA school. Okay, and then I would also ask any tips you have for anybody who's interviewing for PA school? PA school.
Well, just try not to be nervous. I know it's hard. I know for me, at first, I felt like my voice was a little shaky and cracky, but just
same here.
so just try to remain as calm as possible, but definitely prepare. What I did, I went online and tried to look up, most of the common questions that are asked, and I try to come up with my own responses. I typed everything out on a Word document, and I try to come up with all the responses that I could for all the questions that I found online, and then just kind of practice them. So that once you're there, you don't sound rehearsed. It's more of a natural, response to whatever it is that they're asking.
Okay. Yeah, and also, would you say looking up the school that you're applying to? Because that's what I did. I made sure that I looked up UTRGV, what their mission was, and everything. Did you do something like that also?
Yeah, definitely. I did look into the UTRGV PA program, so that's definitely something that I would suggest to do, just to kind of familiarize yourself with, the program itself and, I guess what they consist of and everything like that.
And how would you say, we've been in PA school for about a month now, so how would you say your first month has been in PA school?
It's stressful, but it's definitely doable, I definitely rely on my classmates a lot to, as a support system and to help each other out, so, but it's been good.
Yeah, I would say that your classmates are probably your strongest support system. Well, for me, I can say that because we're all going through the same thing. We're all suffering together, and we all have that main goal to become a physician assistant. And so I think relying on your classmates is really, really important. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. It's really interesting that you were a dietitian before, and now you are a physician assistant student. So that's awesome. Also the fact that she only applied once, and she only applied to one school, and she got in her first time to that one school. So so can you tell me also kind of like when you applied, like when you got your interview, when you got accepted?
Yes, so I graduated with my bachelor's back in May of 2017, and so right after that, I continued to do summer school, summer 1 and summer 2, to fulfill the prerequisites for the PA program. So I didn't submit my application up until I think August, mid-August, and then I didn't hear back. Probably I think sometime in October. I don't remember the exact date, but sometime in October I was notified that I got an interview or an invitation to interview here. And then 2 weeks after that was when I was notified that I was accepted.
So it was also in October or towards November?
I think it was the beginning of November because I interviewed towards the end of October.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So around the same time. Yeah. I applied in August. I also got an interview in November actually, but I didn't hear back till December. So kind of the same thing. Okay. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to interview you. Thank you.
Thank you.